Hi guys, so on the 18th of October, the Home Office published a statement of changes to its immigration rules, okay? And it's very important if you know anyone or if you are indeed thinking of making a visa application to come here and work in the UK or live in the UK, you need to be aware of what these changes are and what they mean for you and in regards to the application that you're making. So essentially, these changes have already come in effect. So if you made an application from the 18th of October 2022, then these changes will be valid, okay? If you made your application before the 18th of October, then these changes will not apply to the application that you have already made. So what I'm going to be doing is in this video, I'm going to be going through the some of the summary that I think you need to be aware of if you're looking to make an application. So before we go any further, I have actually noticed that there are a lot of you who are returning viewers and viewing my content on a regular basis, but you are not actually subscribed. So I would like to give a quick shout out to you guys that if you are a returning viewer and you are not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Okay, please do take the chance to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I promise you, you will not regret it. And by the way, make sure that if you are subscribed watching this video, do make sure you leave me some comments down letting me know that you have subscribed. I just want to take that opportunity to thank you and welcome you onto my channel. Okay, so let's dive straight in there. Hi guys, so the first key change that you need to be aware of which was made is a change that was actually made to the seasonal worker route, okay, to include the poultry sector. So it says here the seasonal worker route is being expanded to include roles in the poultry production sector for the period from 18th of October to 31st of December each year. This is going to be in support to the sector during a peak seasonal demand in the run-up to Christmas. The expansion will also set specific salary requirements for poultry workers, ensuring that for roles that would qualify for the skilled worker route, wages for workers in such roles are not less than they would be required to be paid under that route. So the next change that was made is changes to the Ukraine extension scheme. Okay, so it says here that the change that's been made is that the Ukraine extension scheme enables Ukrainian nationals who held permission to enter or stay in the UK on 18th of March 2022 to continue to stay in the UK. So basically the change under this category that's been made is that they've now changed it so that it extends the scheme to allow Ukrainian nationals who obtain permission to enter or stay in the UK for any period between 18th of March 2022 and 16th of May 2023. So this change will basically ensure that they're able to apply to the Ukraine extension scheme and obtain a 36 months permission in order to stay in the UK. So the next change that was made is basically the abolition of the police registration scheme. Okay, so essentially this scheme basically means that before there used to be a requirement for those coming into the UK to register with the police. So what they're saying now is that although the scheme has not changed for many years and the same data is actually already the same data that is collected by the police is already being captured electronically by the Home Office at the visa application scheme, they see no reason for why people should continue to have to register with the police. Okay, so they are scrapping this particular requirement because they don't think there's any further need for them to collect the same data after the person has already actually entered the UK. So another change that was made is the changes to grant non-visa national status to Colombia, Guyana and Peru. Okay, so citizens of these countries are going to be made non-visa nationals. This basically means that they will no longer have to actually obtain a visit visa before coming to the UK, and they can be examined and granted entry upon arrival. Okay, changes are also being made for the endorsement criteria and the evidential requirements that you need to provide for the global talent visa. If you want more information on this visa, I actually have a detailed video on this visa if you're interested. It is on my channel. Okay, so essentially the changes that are being made under the endorsement criteria and evidential requirements includes the requirement to have consistency of language between sections of the rules and making amendments for clarity and reflect feedback and recommendations from the endorsing bodies for the routes. It also says here that the evidential requirements for arts and culture applications are being amended to require applicants to provide letters of support from organizations or individuals who have directly worked with the applicant and can therefore comment on their skills through personal experience rather than via reputation. Okay, this change is being made to ensure that the authors have had first-hand knowledge of the applicant's work and prevents the submission of more generic letters which do not adequately support a claim of exceptional talent or promise. So it goes on to say here that the evidential requirements for digital technology applications are also being amended to require applicants to provide letters of support from individuals who have detailed knowledge of the applicant's work over a period of at least 12 months. This change is being made to ensure that authors are able to comprehensively consider the applicant's work in a way which will support a claim of exceptional talent or promise. So the next change that was made was to the global business mobility routes, okay, to reflect commitments in recent trade agreements. So essentially what they're saying here is that a new rule is now being added to enable permanent residents of Australia and New Zealand to qualify under the service supplier route, where the services they provide are covered by the free trade agreement with those countries. Okay, these changes are required to implement commitments the UK has now taken in those free trade agreements. New rules are also being added to the service supplier routes to ensure provisions that enact commitments the UK has taken in trade agreements can only be used where an agreement is in force or has been provisionally applied by the relevant parties to the agreement. Okay, so under this rule, Australian nationals and permanent residents of Australia providing services under the free trade agreement with Australia will be able to stay up in the UK for up to 12 months at a time in the service supplier route. Okay. So those were all the key changes I wanted to highlight to you guys. Do take a moment to make sure that you read through all of those changes and the full document that was actually published. I will leave the link to that document down in the description box below to make sure that you stay on top of any new forthcoming immigration rules and changes to UK visas and immigration. Do make sure that you hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. I'll see you in my next video.